Hi, and welcome to the Art Teams podcast. Today we have a special treat for you. We've got a poem written by Fernando, who was one of our artists in residence during the summer. He worked with us in Art Teams. He's still working with us on other things. And this poem really summarizes what he's learned from interacting with teachers during the summer about the beauty and the struggle of being a teacher in school today. So enjoy.
Especially now, especially after these exhibitions of learning, walking around and getting to see the ways that you composed your thoughts, the ways that you allowed yourself to express all of these different fears and hopes and dreams and ideas for changing this system were incredible, beautiful. These all could be art exhibits on their own. they're amazing. So I wrote something very short, and I literally just wrote it within the last 5 minutes, so if it's bad, I'm sorry. But I felt like I had to read it. So, I have memories of school buildings being something like prisons. Big, imposing brick walls that felt unbreakable as my fingertips slipped past the smooth, white, glossy paint. Fingers finding the grooves that shape concrete into separate sections of a whole. Reminded of the way learning came with barriers that often felt worn away by tired teachers beating against a system like rivers and canyons. Streams that engraved their existence on stone over millions of years to create natural wonders. And I think about how they have only been doing this for a short while. Nowhere near long enough to create a natural wonder. Yet streams continue to trickle. This space, this environment that fostered trust like it was a child in itself, that allowed trust and vulnerability to create an atmosphere we could undress ourselves in. The eyes of administrations that often force learning into the bottom line don't exist here. Within the open air of creativity and freedom, we held each other, breathed each other in to become a collective of brainwaves stimulated on the idea that education doesn't need to separate itself from hope. I heard teachers tell stories of the guidelines they crawl under, creating those two familiar grooves in the same white walls that trap them, feeling incapable of escaping systems built on the bones of children. But here they were unbound. They became artists who molded thought into vision, into spectacle with meaning, into the architecture of learning come alive, smoldering fires of repressed passion, enraged and impatient opportunity sprung from marker boards and cork boards, and allowed us to exist in thought the way poetry allows us to peer through the eyes of strangers. We came here to force concrete structures into malleable clay, to reimagine an idea rooted in pasts that no longer serve us. We found hope beyond the system. Together, we formed the beginning of something new, something capable of carving those familiar grooves in white glossy walls into canyons wide enough to fit this future we have begun shaping together. Thank you.